Fox News has been getting mad over the upcoming Superman film, which makes me hope that it's going to be good, but I don't have high hopes.
Yankees at Mets game yesterday at Citi Field. Go Yanks. And you should see the people sitting for the national anthem for God Bless America. It's really just, I can't believe that we've come down to that. And I don't know, we don't go to the movie theater to be lectured to and to have somebody throw their ideology onto us. I wonder if it'll be successful.
You know what it says on his cape? MS-13.
Wow.
Is it superimposed
Still
or it
got it.
actually says that?
It is super.
Just on the knuckles. One more thing is that.
They still got it. He's from that park, yeah. They're mad because James Gunn has been talking about how it's the story about pro-immigration and kindness and so on, blah, blah, blah. It feels like it's been a while since I've had to talk about this because media has definitely shifted towards the conservative over the past 4 years. In the first Trump term, and in the beginning of Biden's first term, or only term, there was a lot of media that the right wing would get super upsetty spaghetti about. Not so much anymore, you know, because nobody wants to get targeted by the administration. It seems like James Gunn is willing to, I guess, to an extent, which I think is nice. I am looking forward to it, you know? Zack Snyder doesn't get Superman at all, and I do like some Superman media, so. Used to be Ben Shapiro doing this. Boy, do I have good news for you. You'll never guess what I popped up on the tab. Come on, break it down for me, man. For good old time's sake.
Now, in much, much lighter news, I just wanted to comment on the fact Superman is coming out this week. So, of course, this is much lighter news. Superman, the new movie from James Gunn. I've been a little skeptical of it because I think that James Gunn, he's fine for Guardians of the Galaxy, but Superman is a more serious property. The reason that it's relevant politically
is it? Maybe.
Is because when we talk about the left and the left in the media, and then we talk about the left in Hollywood, the level of out-of-touchness with the everyday American is truly insane, truly crazy. So James Gunn did an interview with the Times of London, and he was talking about the themes in Superman. And he explained that the superhero epic encompasses the story of America. He said, I mean, Superman is the story of America, an immigrant that came from other places and populated the country. But for me, it is mostly a story that says basic human kindness is a value and is something that we have lost. So he's now trying to make the case effectively that Superman is kind of an illegal immigrant.
I don't know why you would try to die on this hill, man. I have no idea why you would try.
Acknowledge the movie's themes may be interpreted differently across political groups, especially considering the nationwide unrest around immigration. However, Gunn stands by the ideals embedded in Superman and added he doesn't care if anyone takes offense. Yes, it plays differently, but it's about human kindness. And obviously there will be jerks out there who are just not kind and will take it as offensive just because it is about kindness. But screw them. And then he says, yes, it's about politics, but on another level, it's about morality. I do not understand the necessity for all of these Hollywood folks to undercut the pitch of their own film before it even comes out. It's insane. It's totally insane. By the way, David Corenswet did the exact same thing. Corenswet refused to say truth, justice, and the American way in a recent interview. Instead, he said truth, justice, and all that good stuff because he doesn't want to say the American way. The reality that Hollywood is so far to the left that they cannot take a core.
It's actually like, it's so stupid that I feel like even debunking these talking points is a waste of time. This reminds me of like the debate shit where it's like debate isn't fun if the other person clearly doesn't care. Like everything, like if you're watching this, you've already done the work, right? You don't need me. It's so self-evidently, like, for one, as for truth, justice, the American way, there have been a Superman comics critiquing the idea that he's sort of like tied to America for over half a century. I mean, at least going back to the 60s that I'm aware of, probably well before that. The idea of like fighting corruption internationally, the idea that he shouldn't be beholden to the bad decision-making of presidents. One of the most famous comic stories ever, The Dark Knight Returns. In it, Superman is essentially a puppet of Reagan. It's like an explicit critique directed by Snyder. You know, like no one actually believes this. I don't think Ben believes this. I don't think the audience believes this. I think they just want to like get really worked up about, like they're just, it's, you know that meme when you watching Spider-Man as a kid? Remember, respect all minorities. Oh, Spider-Man. You watching Spider-Man as an adult? Remember, respect all minorities. Oh, they made it woke. Like it's. Oh, hold on. That was convenient. It's this essentially. But like, I don't know. It's just kind of laughable. I don't really get it. This is what I mean about like making society unlivable for these people. It's why what James Gunn is doing here is important. Okay, that bullshit line about like, it's not about politics. It's just about kindness. It's always about politics. Don't be a pussy about it. Okay? You know perfectly well that it's about politics. Don't lie. Conservatives are going to take issue with your movie unless Superman comes down and immediately builds a white ethno-state. All right, don't dick about with this, okay? Being kind is literally a political position. We just need to, we need to make more a point of the fact that conservatives are anti-life. If you, as a consequence of your conservative political beliefs, hate things like Sesame Street, Superman, you know? Like, if you hate these icons of American culture, you can't be American, not culturally. Like, you're kind of excising yourself from the group here. I don't know why they get to pretend, why do they get to wave the American flag 24/7, and then they say Superman is woke? You shouldn't get to do both of those things. Superman is literally like the American flag. He's the most American guy. He's like he's an icon that is known around the world. It's ridiculous. Yeah, it's like stolen valor. You shouldn't get to wave the American flag if you would see Superman and you'd be like, woke bullshit. He was never an illegal alien. What are you talking about? They hate Superman because he's Jewish? I think that's probably the case for some of them. I think ultimately conservatism just demands you hate kindness. I know that I know that sounds a bit over the top, but it's literally true. Like, expressions of empathy and kindness are antithetical. They 24/7 are trying to train their people to not believe in those things. You know, they're just anti-life. There isn't like an underlying motive there. They like kindness when it's directed towards them. Wait, Superman is Jewish? The creators of Superman are Jewish. Is conservative ideology just evil? Yeah, obviously. But like, it's more evil than you think. It's not evil in like, oh, the consequences of the actions lead to negative outcomes. It's evil in that, like, cartoon evil. Like, conservative ideology now is cartoonishly evil, like, I don't know, Gargamel from the Smurfs, or a Captain Planet villain, or anything like that, you know? It's evil in that, like, they at their rallies, they're like, oorah, we want more bad things. There's not much to it, I'm afraid. Superman himself is also very Jewish in conception. Yeah, well, he's like a golem, right? Like, that's the idea, essentially. Our modern understanding of superheroes is basically based on him. But the idea that we now have... Because superheroes are an American thing. You don't see that shit in other countries. Not in the same way. It's a very specifically American idea. And it's, you know, I think since a lot of it is derived from the popularity of Superman, a lot of it is a Jewish American idea. And it's essentially the idea of like, well, sometimes problems are too big for us to handle. What if you had a big guy? What if you had like a big super strong dude and he was really nice and caring and he helped you out? Bro hasn't watched any Kamen Rider and it shows. That's different. I didn't say super powered people. I'm not talking about Journey to the West. Lots of cultures have stories about demigods and so on, but what are the Greek demigods, right? Kind of selfish assholes, you know, Norse gods as well. You look at Wukong, and he's a selfish asshole. There are lots of stories about superpowered people, but a superhero, that's largely an American thing. And yeah, it is kind of Golem-derived conceptually. Clark talking about being an immigrant himself in Smallville. For one, I've watched all of Smallville. I know what scene you're talking about. For two, I don't even... to show the clip is to give Ben Shapiro too much credit, because it's to insinuate that his arguments are good enough to even be worthy of finding a source to debunk them. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I don't need to make an argument that Superman is an illegal alien. He is textually an illegal alien. It's the reason why Ben keeps going into these. He makes half a point and then he breaks into the diatribe about how out of touch Hollywood is. Yeah, man, nothing more out of touch than a Superman story where he's kind and a friend to all man.
Or piece of Americana that showed him flipping off a statue of Christopher Columbus.
Oh, we're on Mamdani. Okay, so we only talked about, based by the way, Christopher Columbus, the person who was so bad that he was found legally liable for it in his time. I censored the middle finger, yeah. I don't want to hope. I do hope that the movie's good, though. I'm really glad they gave him an actual Superman outfit and not some pissy little Zack Snyder greebled armor plate thing. I'm glad they didn't just make him stand stoically and not say anything. Got a big-ass dick bulge? No, I love that. The color grading's still shit. At least he's colorful. Also, it looks not that bad compared to modern movies. I saw Sinners the other day. That was a good movie. Now that's a movie that understands cinematography and color grading. That movie was beautiful. Iconic hero movie to embrace pro-immigrant themes. Remember, fascists can't create culture because they hate art. They despise art and they despise people. And art is a kind of communication. The only kind of communication they like engaging in is like rally speech, you know? Motivating people to hate. They don't like producing art. They're not very good at it. So they try to co-opt art. They desperately try to co-opt art. They get everything they can get their greedy little hands on, which is why it's important to fight back against it. You have to, all the art they want to take, you want to grab it and pull it back. They want to twist and corrupt, exactly. This is one of the reasons why I've said we need to be a lot more patriotic, okay? Mamdani shows what you can do, all right? If you wrap yourself in the flag and make it about something good, you're taking that right away from people who want to wrap themselves in the flag and make it about something bad. If you make the argument, oh, the American flag is about white supremacy, you know what the white supremacist does? They say, you're right. And then they point to the millions of American flags flying on American lawns and say, and they're with us. You need to plant your feet on all this cultural territory. You can't let them claim it. Do you think this is why they push for the business control of art spaces? Because they know they can't compete with actual culture and good taste? Oh yeah, 100%. They literally always do this. What if we said being racist is un-American? Do it. I believe it.